what the man in charge of voter education for INEC has said. You've heard what he said about distribution and collection of the voter cards by the voters.
No, I didn't hear, I was not hearing him, but I can conclude on where we started at that material time. That's what I was saying, look, let's hear. I want to conclude on that aspect of the historical antecedents that my friend was drawing. You know, history is meant to teach us, learn the lessons of the past that were not correct, and to improve them for the future. Not that we should be retrogressing to the same old thing that was wrong in the past. And therefore, if anybody claims that INEC was ready, the person is either an intellectual or a political hypocrite. This is the reality. Now, if a few weeks back or a few months back that APC was crying and saying that INEC was not ready, and then with 26 million not collecting, then it lends credence to those allegations that maybe APC has compromised INEC and INEC was working for APC. Because any right-thinking Nigerian will agree, unless the person is being economical with the truth, that INEC was far from being ready. No training, nothing on ground as at that time to warrant saying they can conduct a credible, free,
Let me get Mr.
and fair
Janako's
and
response.
equitable elections.
You heard him. Is that the case?
This is totally false. This is a fallacious statement. It is in this country that everybody was shouting that about PVC. No single individual in PDP said that people should go out and collect PVC. They kept quiet. But they discovered that this political party called the PDP that have ruined Nigeria for the past 16 years is about to be chased out of this country. In along the line, they develop a phobia for the election. And they come off with the issue of security. And let me make this point very clear, that the INEC chairman went to the Council of State meeting, in where we have about 4 or 5 former heads of state of this country. And the INEC chairman made a presentation. General Yakubu Gowon is not a foolish man. General Ibrahim Babangida is not a foolish man. Chief National is not a foolish man. Where they spoke about the need for the election to go on. Only, I'm sorry, let me make this statement. Only for the Chief of Defense Staff, after a federal high court in Sokoto had made a declaration that the military has nothing to do with the electoral process, to write to the INEC chairman. Are
you saying that the National Council of State entirely agreed that the elections should go ahead?
Majority of them agreed. As I'm talking to you now, no former head of state has ever come out, nobody has ever come out to say that they did not support that process.
Because what was reported from what we read, because we were also there, they said that let them, INEC, it's your responsibility. Go do your consultation and decide if you can go ahead.
It was Governor Mimiko that distorted that fact. I'm being fair. We had what Okorocha said. And let me also make this point very clear that it is only the INEC that has the legal statutory right to determine the electoral timetable.
Okay.
And they have done that. What we are saying is that the PDP can only change this time with their phobia. They will not change the destiny.
All right, I know you want to, but just hold on. I have to get to our correspondent, Yemi Kosoko, who is standing by to bring us some information concerning what's going on, where he is in Jos. Hello, Yemi.
Assessing the permanent voter cards has been the one that is agitating the minds of voters. Particularly is the confusion that is coming in when you want to assess your cards. A lot of voters have been moving from one polling booth to the other, trying to locate where exactly is their PVC. Some are fortunate, others are not so fortunate, as they've been moving from one polling unit to the other. Those that are even fortunate to have access their PVC are also confused in terms of where to vote. This is due to the registration of the cards that were done in late last year. While some registered in a particular unit, at the end of the day when they had their PVC, they have been allocated or distributed, or you can even say they have been posted to another unit where they will vote. And taking into consideration that there are restrictions of movement on voting days. So a lot of people are now asking, how will they be able to move from where they registered and they were posted to another place? This is one of the challenges that INEC needs to sort out. Also, in that vein, those that have been able to assess their PVC are saying kudos to INEC, while those that are yet to assess theirs are saying that they also appreciate the shift in the collection of the PVC, which has been extended. And it is believed that with this extension, a lot of people will be able to assess their PVCs before the March and April dates of the elections. Back to you in Lagos.
All right, thank you, Yemi. Yemi Kosoko, our correspondent in Jos, updating us on the goings-on where he is now. Well, Mr. Dogo, you were, I know, itching to respond to what was said about the...
Absolutely. If APC claims righteousness, how manage in control of Lagos? And Lagos had not even collected more than 40% of those who registered to vote. And you think, you believe that there is equity in it. Then I can only say that if Lagos, that APC holds so dearly, and they are ready to allow elections to take place in Lagos with just about 40% collection, then there must be something wrong. It must be that maybe the allegations of the Department of State Security was correct. Maybe that such allegations were correct. Because how can you compare Lagos, the most populous state in Nigeria, and where APC is in control, and they want elections to take place with just about 40% collection of PVCs? It doesn't make sense. Do you see? And there is no way, under the existing scenario, that APC can chase anybody out of Lagos because Jimmy Agbaje is going to take Lagos. He is simply the best of the best. In fact, he is a first-class best. If you say first among equals, Jimmy Agbaje is first class. So they can't even take Lagos from him. That history is consigned to the dustbin. And they will see a new history being written in Lagos. And therefore, I am saying categorically that, look, if a person who is, look, let me come to the issue of the heads of states. No head of
Briefly.
state endorses what he has said. Nothing like that ever happened. And therefore, anybody who is truthful will have agreed that, look, the right thing to have been done, the best that happened, is actually postponing this election.
All right, gentlemen, we have to take a quick break on Nigeria 2015. Now, we'll be back after the break. Join us again. Welcome back to Nigeria 2015. Well, for some more information about what else is happening in the political scene across the country, here is Innie Thompson.
Thank you so much, Chamberlain. Nasarawa State is our first point today as the governor visits our local government area. And after that, there's another peace accord in Kano State, and not so encouraging news coming from Ekiti State, talking about the distribution of the PVCs. Let's get the details. Obiawe local government area of Nasarawa State has an unusual look as the governor, Umar Tanko Al-Makura, who is seeking re-election on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, takes a tour to the area to canvass for votes. He speaks to the people on ensuring lasting peace in the area.
I would like to call on all those nationalities living within this chiefdom that have been affected by the unwarranted crisis to kindly consider themselves as lucky to have been alive and to carry peace, to work for peace. Everybody should challenge his or herself as to the kind of role he or she will play in ensuring that this peace is endured.
Another peace accord signed, this time between political parties and security agencies operating in Kano State. The resounding message here is peace, especially as activities build up to the elections.
To win in Kano, we are prepared to have sleepless nights to make sure that the people of Kano live in peace, do their business without fear of any rancor.
And up till now, hundreds of PVCs are still lying in INEC offices around the country. In Ekiti State, officials say turnout is low as residents are not responding to the call to collect their cards. They say only 69% of the 732,166 cards have been distributed.
We have our distributors at the ward centers waiting for the people to come and collect their PVCs. Thank God you have equally seen it yourself. The turnout is low, and we've taken pain and time to go on here to sensitize people. INEC is not doing it alone. The National Retention Agency is there to support us, but you see, to our amazement, people still exhibit high level of academic attitude towards the collection of these PVCs.
The National Electoral Body, INEC, has continued the distribution of PVCs. This time it's done mostly at the ward level. Obviously, the distribution of PVC is still in the news, and I'm sure that's why Chamberlain is discussing that. Good enough, it continues until March the 8th. Back to you, Chamberlain.